Let's bring in the Kenyan economist, James Shikwati, for more reactions from those particular talks. James, just to keep you updated on what's happening with the market, American indices were pretty much all in the red at the start of the hour, presumably in part in reaction to what's coming out of there. We're still, of course, getting reactions for the details on what exactly has been agreed to by those two sides. As Lee Junhua pointed out to us there, essentially the one thing here is that they've agreed to keep talking about the terms of the tariff truce extension. What are your initial impressions?
Well, I think my initial impression is that what China is already showing the rest of the world is that they are willing to listen to the other side that has been aggressive when it comes to the matters trade tariffs. And if we compare with the US negotiations with Europe, for example, you'll notice that the Europeans sort of caved in faster. But the Chinese are trying to make sure that both sides are listened to. And I think it shows the fact that both China and the US know that they're actually now shouldering the burden of the global trade. Because if their talks are not done comprehensively, the ramifications will be so big to the global economy.
Just picking up on something you mentioned there, is your assessment that Europe basically capitulated? Because I know the French Prime Minister, François Bayrou, said as much on Twitter. He said, the deal that was arrived at by the European Commission, in his view, was essentially submission, among other things. Is that a position you agree with?
Yeah, I mean, given that the Europeans are somehow more focused on the war in Ukraine, I think their minds were so much on getting some deal that can help them further their focus on the Ukraine-Russia war. But now, if you compare with the Stockholm talks, one thing that is clear is that these are two sides that are well aware that whatever decision they make is not just going to impact the two countries, that is the US and China, it's going to impact literally the whole world. And already we've seen when it comes to China, Africa, already China gave Africa the possibility to access its markets 100% tariff-free. So all these are dynamics that are feeding into why I think these talks are being pushed to the next level, to the next day, or to the next few days, so that at least they try to make sure it's not just about their interests, but what does it mean for their global reach as well.
Indeed. And of course, we'll see what the Americans, especially the American president, says in the next 24 hours. But looking at where the markets are, at least American indices are at the moment, all in the red at this point in time, the impression I get is that these talks still leave a lot of uncertainty lingering over the future of bilateral trade and investment flows. Isn't that the case?
Yeah, I mean, why the American companies are in the red is because they're used to, whenever American coughs, everybody listens. So I think they are getting into this new world, and they're getting shocked that this is a time America is coughing, and there's another country that gives countermeasures to that cough. And this is something that most of the American industries are not used to. And that could probably explain why they're in the red after these talks were pushed for the next few days.
Indeed. Let's see how this all plays out in the next 24 hours. James Shikwati, founder and director of IRIN, the Inter-Region Economic Network, joining us there on the line from Nairobi.